Item 2, communication from the chair.
Honorable members, I want to welcome you to this morning's sitting. The timing of today's sitting is to enable us handle very critical issues. We have the tax bills that must be completed before we go to supply. We also have a bill that was returned by His Excellency the President, that is the Anti-homosexuality Bill 2023, and it was returned pursuant to Article 91(3)(b) of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda. It emerged that the returned bill was premised on the advice of the Deputy Attorney General of Uganda. Aware that Article 1193 of the Constitution designates the Attorney General of the Constitution of Uganda to be the principal legal advisor of government, it is also imperative that such advice should be given in a honest and reliable way. We get disappointed as Parliament of Uganda when we sit in this house, we agree, the Attorney General gets up and says, I concede, or we are in agreement as the advisor. And then the Attorney General, the Deputy Attorney General goes back and writes contrary to what was agreed in this house. That is an attack to Parliament. You will not attack this Parliament when we are here. We are the representatives of the people of Uganda. That attack on Parliament should not continue. The functional relationship between the three arms of government requires us to complement each other with mutual trust. The actors, we have legislature, executive, and judiciary. We must act with honesty. This business of agreeing something here, then you're going to write contrary to what was agreed here and say the speaker forced me. I do not force anybody. I do not force anybody to concede. And I want to give an order that we will not pass a bill once we don't have the Attorney General himself in the House. We cannot continue dealing with people who are not honest. So, Honorable Kiwanuka, you have to be in the House yourself for us to be sure that whatever we are going to pass must be what we have agreed, not people who portray dishonesty. Honorable members, it's not an easy time. This morning, just a few minutes back, we've got information, very disturbing information, disheartening, that one of our own who sits on the front bench, Honorable Yangola Machdogo, you must have seen him yesterday in the function, has been shot by his UPDF bodyguard. And after shooting the minister, I think he also shot himself. So we have lost one of our own. It's not easy moment, but we can't do much. That is God's plan. God gives and takes. And we cannot stop working because it has happened. We have these bills that we must pass. Can we raise for a moment of silence in his memory?
May his soul rest in eternal peace.
Thank you.
Right Honourable Speaker, I rise on your communication. Article 91 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, this constitution that we swore to uphold, Article 91, explains very well the exercise of the legislative powers of Parliament. Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, for the Attorney General, the Deputy Attorney General, to be particular, Right Honourable Speaker, to come to this House, process a bill together with us, members of Parliament, because he's also a member of Parliament, Right Honourable Speaker, and then turn around and start saying that I have been forced, I am not part of the whole thing, when he's on record of this Parliament. Right Honourable Speaker, whenever you're passing a bill, whenever there is a bill going on, you ask private member or Attorney General, you'll give everyone an opportunity to say something before we pass a section that we have agreed on, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, would it be procedurally right to invite the Deputy Attorney General here to come and apologize? Because there is no way you can say that you are the Deputy Attorney General, you are going to continue coming to this House when you have done such a grave mistake, Right Honourable Speaker. First of all, he agreed with all what we passed in the House, Right Honourable Speaker. Then he went behind us. Honourable members, one of the oaths that ministers take is honesty. And to be in charge and be honest and do the truth. And we all swear to that, Right Honourable Speaker. When you are dishonest, you cannot serve in a public office, Right Honourable Speaker. So wouldn't it be procedurally right, first invite him to come and apologize, and after he has apologized, Right Honourable Speaker, then maybe you could take a further decision after this, Right Honourable Speaker.
Thank you, Honourable Silwanye. The office of Attorney General is headed by the Attorney General himself. The other one is a deputy. Attorney General, do you have something to say to the House now that your office misguided?
Right Honourable Speaker.
It actually misrepresented the House. AJ?
Honourable members, I sincerely apologize for the misrepresentation that is alleged here. Right Honourable Speaker.
It is not alleged.
As stated here.
The misrepresentation is documented and I wrote to your office. It's not an allegation, it is a fact.
Right Honourable Speaker, we sincerely apologize for that. The Office of the Attorney General will continue to work closely with Parliament to ensure that this doesn't happen again.
Thank you. Now, procedure.
Video issue under Rule 109, in line with the Article 118, Clause E, of the incompetence of any minister that can result into censure.
We do not have capacity to determine whether there is incompetence per se. The apology has been rendered, so sit. Honorable Seungu.
Thank you, Madam, of the deceased rest in eternal peace. She has been a very good friend of ours, but I know you will give us guidance as we proceed. Madam Speaker, I want to thank you very much for the communication. And indeed, in this House, I'm one of those members who have continuously complained about Attorney Generals not being around to give any input as we process bills. But Madam Speaker, I would pray through you, Madam Speaker, that the Deputy Attorney General himself comes to make his formal apology before this Parliament. You see now the Attorney General has come in, the other one is going to hide away. And indeed, it was so beautiful as we are processing this bill, having the input of the Attorney General. This was total backstabbing, nothing else. It was backstabbing and it is killing work of Parliament. And at the end of the day, Madam Speaker, as I conclude, you are seeing what is happening, which also you should give ruling on. Committees are summoned by anybody. A committee of parliament is not supposed to summon even the president under our rules. But you see, members of the opposition cannot attend the committee. Others, many committees are being summoned. And once a minister sits in front of a committee, who is chairing the committee? All this is going to cause problems under separation of power. And indeed, we shall get challenges. I don't know whether the Speaker will allow me to take information. Okay, Mr. Commissioner, sir.
Madam Speaker, like all colleagues, I am not happy with Honorable Kafuzi. But I also don't want to be played. The day we were passing this bill, the Attorney General was not here. There was a time he came here to follow up bills of one sentence, himself. Bills of one sentence. What they are doing, I suspect, and I am sorry, even that letter of Honorable Kafuz, it appears to me it was solicited to allow now the final man. Because eventually when we begin looking at the content, you will see that Kafuz was sent in, and the one who is now supposed to represent the interest of homosexuals is the one you see there. And that's why I initially wanted to lynch Kafuz, but the person to lynch is the one who is here, the Honorable Chiriowa. Because the other one was forced, it appears to me, you write this letter, so I come, because the homos are killing us. So this parliament must be very careful. We are being played by the office of the Attorney General and the President. So Kafuz came here, and we need to listen to him, maybe in a meeting that he can express himself. Because throughout the bill to finish homosexuality, he was here. The one who has come to plead for homosexuality is his boss. Then should we lynch the other one or this one representing homosexual?
Actually, that's why I asked him to apologize, because he's the boss of the other. AG, do you have something to say?
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, the position I hold, fortunately for me, I cannot be away on official business without the notice being given to the Speaker. So there is sufficient evidence of where I was carrying out official business on behalf of all of you. But, Right Honorable Speaker, ours is a matter of advice. I was in the United States on that day.
Honorable members, I got a letter from AG that was going to be out of the country, and which I authorized. The issue was on section 14, where even I have the answer here, where the Deputy Attorney General said he did concede, and when he said he did concede, he wrote a letter personally to me. Under Article 91, really, I don't think you're supposed to write to me a letter after we have been in this house. If you want to say anything, come back to this house and we discuss it. But where you say you have been forced, Attorney General, that is your office.
Right Honorable Speaker, we have stated on record that this will not happen again. Yes, but Right Honorable Speaker, I have stated on record that this will not happen again. Even when we have a disagreement with Parliament, we shall communicate it to Parliament.
Honorable Kafusi, we had an issue here where you conceded on the floor, and then you went back and changed your statement on section 14. Yes?
Madam Speaker, the point of order I am raising, the Honorable Kafuzi is a lawyer. The rules are very clear. When the chair is speaking, the speaker, you sit down. You don't behave like you are being chased. So is Honorable Kafuzi in order to disregard our rules and actually take a posture as if his intention is to intimidate the speaker?
Of course, it's not in order. It's not in order. We must have decorum. Honorable Kafusi. Yes. You want to say something before you come in?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the time I've been in this parliament, we have had a national anthem on this floor on two occasions. The first one is when we had the amendment of the Constitution to remove the term limits. And the anthem was sung by the opposition. The second time is when we passed this bill. And I remember, Speaker, you had left your chair, you are moving when the anthem started. You stood here and we all sang the national anthem, knowing that we have resolved as Ugandans, as one spirit, that we do away without homosexuality. Now, with Madam Speaker, where I sit, there is a chamber of Attorney General behind me. The technical team is there. Kafuzi was consulting the team there. He would come here and say, I don't agree with this section. Honorable Basarwa would say, we want a one-stop center for this law. Honorable Kafuzi would cross there and ask the chambers. The chamber would say, go and concede. The gentleman would come here and concede. So, Madam Speaker, what I want to raise, because I'm not even sure when the real Attorney General will tell us the truth, can we proceed under Rule 212 and we put the Attorney General on oath, so that we are sure that whatever we shall pass here will be the truth and nothing is the truth, Madam Speaker. And members, if you agree, we now put a question that those who are in favor for the Attorney General.
Honorable members, for us to apply Rule 212 is when somebody is going to give evidence. For this case, he is not giving any evidence, but we are talking about the dishonesty of the Office of Attorney General. We cannot agree in the House. You concede. You're supposed to be our legal advisor, and you now, instead of being an advisor, you misguide us instead. Actually, you misguide the executive. You misrepresent us before the executive. That makes the House dirty. Honorable Kafusi.
Thank you, Regional Speaker. I do understand the mood, and I also understand the mood with which we passed this law. So when someone expresses disappointment that I wrote to the President, I think I understand their disappointment. My role is to advise the President.
That you wrote to the President and you wrote to the Speaker.
My role is to advise the President.
First agree that you wrote to the President and you wrote to the Speaker.
May I speak?
Please sit. Sit.
Thank you.
Sit. Honorable Kafusi, there is one speaker in this House, and you'll never come and disrespect the Speaker. You cannot report this House and say, we made a mistake, we forced you, and from today onwards, you will not come to this House and defend any bill. You will not do it under my leadership. Next item.
Motion for reconsideration of the Anti-Homosexuality Bill 2023.
Can we first look at the tax bill?
Bill's second reading. The Income Tax Amendment Bill.
Speaker, I beg to move that the bill entitled...
Yes, procedure.
Madam Speaker, I want to be advised, especially following the ruling of Mbale. I intend to propose a bill, a tax on people who have more than 30 heads of cattle. I want to be advised when I can bring it.
Attorney General.
Right Honorable Speaker, I regret to advise the Right Honorable Member, the Honorable Member, I beg your pardon, that's out of great respect for Honorable Semuju, that unfortunately you are unable to bring that motion. However, you could move and speak to Minister of Finance so government can bring it because it will offend Article 93 of the Constitution. I beg to submit.
Thank you. Can we move?
Madam Speaker, unfortunately, I am a committee member.
Okay. Now that you're a committee member, you can leave it. We give it to...
Speak in a manner that will liberate the whole of Africa. And I want to commend the President for being very, very clear, and we are believing that his counterparts elsewhere will get courage to join him, to tell the Western world to abandon their arrogance, their insensitivity, the idea that they know what we should do. And if we were to leave, to abandon this support we have for this bill, Madam Speaker, what it would mean is that the Western world would now begin to say, we support bestiality. We support people choosing to go naked on the streets of Kampala. We support a view that man can marry his mother or her mother in case of a woman. And look, Madam Speaker, we must reject this arrogance. And I want to commend your leadership as well, because you have given direction. I urge honorable members to be bold enough to say to the Western world in particular that they can go away with their support, but that will prompt us as well to look at ourselves, because, Madam Speaker, finally, what we steal from ourselves is 3 times more than what we get from these arrogant people around the world. And so I appeal to the President and government to really tackle this issue of corruption, because it is rendering us totally unable to stand up to the interest of our people. I want to thank you again and urge members to fully give support to this motion that has been tabled.
Thank you, Honorable
colleagues. First of all, the matter we are discussing is a matter of life and death. And I want to begin by thanking my mother and my father that I'm what I am today because of them. Praise be to God. And number 2, I want to thank my children wherever they are. And even if God took me away today, I know that the future is bright for our children. What is my message? Friends, moments have come when we should define who we are. And I want to say this, that you might be an agent of those people here. But we want to commit in the name of the Almighty God that we will not accept to sell our country, to sell our destiny, to sell our continent because of the interests you might be getting as an individual or individuals. Friends, what would be the world look like without a woman? Right, Honorable Speaker, what would the world look like without women? These people who are thinking of bringing us a world where we are looking at wrong addresses, where are we going to go? Why am I bringing these points, right, Honorable Speaker? I've heard, for the first time, let me permit my brother.
I wanted to give you Honorable Peter Ogwang, is that those people are like a Chiwetere who collected the people, and because he wanted the world to end, he set them on fire. I think anyone here representing the interest of those people should be named Chiwetere from today. That's the information I wanted to give.
And a believer, I want to state categorically clear.
And somebody with a family.
And someone with a family. I want to state categorically clear here, and I want to appeal to all of you here that we should not accept the intimidation which is coming from the Western world to us as a country. Imagine, I have read on social media that they want to withdraw aid specifically under the Ministry of Health for HIV/AIDS. The following questions must be asked. Have they been giving us that aid for purposes of us promoting homosexuality in Uganda? Maybe Honorable Fox Odoi and the team should explain this here. Number two, the studies have shown that actually these homosexuals are the ones who are spreading AIDS. Because you're looking at a wrong address. That address, is it meant for? So friends, I want to call upon you here, don't be shy. You are born to be in Uganda, we will die in Uganda, and we remain Africans. For purposes of our destiny and our nation, let's support the amendment of this bill. I thank you.
Thank you. James.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Thank you very much for being candid and pro-Uganda and pro-Africa.
Honorable members, listen to the member. Honorable Lobo, listen to the member.
Madam Speaker, many people have been lured into those acts because of what they expect to gain as individuals, not as nations. And that's why I want to applaud you and the leadership of this parliament by tackling this matter, which many people fear. Madam Speaker, I also want to thank the President, because the President, when he met us, he was seeking clarification, and I think he has not been in support of that homosexuality. Madam Speaker, Honorable Doi is saying that homosexuals are there, but also thieves are there. And thieves, we have laws against thieves. We cannot say because thieves are there, therefore thieves must be allowed. And maybe if he's trying to protect himself, until when he acts, he will be arrested. And Madam Speaker, it is at this point that we should not shy away, especially when we get these intimidations, that they are going to withdraw the support that we have. Madam Speaker, America and other first world countries developed because of inefficient of Africans to protect themselves. When they took the slaves, they went and worked in the sugar canes and their industries for free labor. Madam Speaker, if we were able to protect ourselves that time, we would be in the first world other than them, because they got free labor. Now, to support a belief of the first world countries to say that we are going to sell ourselves because we want to have that benefit, it is uncalled for. That's why I want to stand with you and stand with Ugandans, stand with Africa, that this is the time to defend Africa, to defend what we believe in, such that we can define ourselves and define our destiny.
Thank you.
I suggest that the suggestion of rehabilitation is another bet that we need to look at. If you put an institution to rehabilitate in the law, it will mean that the institution cannot run dry.
That is not part of the bill. It's not part of the bill.
That's very good. So I want to thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable members, as I said, we talked about it. Everybody knows our position. We should be able to finish this debate. Let's have a voting.
Thank you.
I have got a request from the Lango Parliamentary Group. They want to vote first and go. But as I told you, we are voting twice. We are voting for us to allow the bill to go into second reading. And then we are voting for the third reading. We don't want an aspect of quorum because that's what Fox is waiting for. So kindly bear with us. The problem that is there is for this house. It is not us. I have established that the members who have voted in favor are 348. Those who have voted against is one, Honorable Fox Odoi. Nobody has abstained. But we still had more members who want to vote, but because of time, we have sufficient quorum for us to go to the next stage. Honorable members, now I'm putting a question. Now that we've established the quorum, I now put a question that the Anti-Homosexuality Bill 2023 as returned by His Excellency the President in accordance to Article 91(3)(b) of the Constitution of Uganda and Rule 143 of the Rules of Procedure of this Parliament be considered by this House. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
The Anti-Homosexuality Bill 2023 as returned by His Excellency the President, Bills Committee stage.
Clause 2.
Clause 2, Chair. Honorable members, don't go very far. We are taking less than 30 minutes in this process. Sorry.
Clause 2, the offense of homosexuality. Clause 2 of the bill is amended by inserting immediately after subclause 4 the following. 5, for the avoidance of doubt, a person who is alleged or suspected of being a homosexual who has not committed a sexual act with another person of the same sex does not commit the offense of homosexuality under this section. Justification, to clarify the fact that the bill intends to criminalize only acts of homosexuality.
Move of the motion.
Right Honourable Chair, I have no objection to the proposal by the committee.
Attorney General.
Right Honourable Speaker, we have no objection to this proposed amendment.
Honorable members, I put a question that clause 2 be amended as proposed. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 2 as amended.
I put a question that clause 2 as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 3.
Clause 3, Chair.
Clause 3, aggravated homosexuality. Clause 3 of the bill is amended by inserting immediately after subclause 4 the following. 5, for the avoidance of doubt, a person who is alleged or suspected of being a homosexual who has not committed a sexual act with another person of the same sex does not commit the offense of homosexuality under this section. Justification: to clarify the fact that the bill intends to criminalize only acts of homosexuality.
Move of the motion.
No objection.
Attorney General.
No objection, Right Honorable Chair.
I put a question that clause 3 be amended as proposed. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 3 as amended.
I put a question that clause 3 as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 9.
Clause 9.
Clause 9, premises. For clause 9, they substituted the following. 9, premises. A person who knowingly allows any premises to be used by any person for purposes of homosexuality or to commit an offense under this act commits an offense and is liable on conviction to imprisonment for a period not exceeding 7 years. Justification: to merge clause 9, 1 and 2 into one provision for clarity.
Mover.
Chair, I have no objection to the proposal.
AG.
No objection, Right Honorable Chair.
I put a question that clause 9 be amended as proposed. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 9 as amended.
I put a question that clause 9 as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 14.
Clause 14.
Clause 14, duty to report acts of homosexuality. Clause 14 is amended by substituting for clause 3 the following. 3, a person who knowing or having reason to believe that a person has committed or intends to commit an offense against a child or vulnerable person and does not report the matter to police commits an offense and is liable on conviction to a fine not exceeding 5,000 currency points.
Proposes that the provision be read as follows. A person who knowingly or having reason to believe that a person has committed or intends to commit an offense against a child or vulnerable person and does not report the matter to the police commits an offense and is liable on conviction to a fine not exceeding 5,000 currency points or imprisonment not exceeding 5 years.
Thank you. Honorable members, I put a question that clause 14 be amended as proposed by the committee and amended by the Attorney General of Uganda, Honorable Kiwanuka. Those in favor say those in favor say and to the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 14 as amended.
I put a question that clause 14 as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 17.
Clause 17, repeal. Delete clause 17. Justification: a consequential amendment arising from the proposed amendments in clause 2 and 3.
Mover.
Chair and honorable members, I beg to move that the House do resume and the committee.
We are on 17.
Oh, I'm anxious that we complete this. Chair, being a consequential amendment, I have no objection.
AG.
Right Honorable Chair, being a consequential amendment, I have no objection.
I put a question that clause 17 be deleted as proposed by the committee. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Motion for resumption of the House.
Mover.
Honorable Chair and honorable members, I beg to move that the House do resume and the committee of the whole House reports thereto.
I put a question that the House does resume and the committee of the whole House reports thereto. Those in favor say aye, the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Report of the Committee of the Whole House.
Honorable Basolino.
Right Honourable Speaker and honourable members, I beg to report that the committee of the whole House has reconsidered the bill entitled the Anti-homosexuality Bill 2023 and passed it with amendments discussed in the House. I beg to report.
Motion for
Thank you.
adoption of the report of the Committee of the Whole House.
Right Honourable Speaker and honourable members, I beg to move that the report of the Committee of the whole House be adopted.
I put a question that the House adopts the report of the Committee of the whole House. Those in favor say aye, the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Bills third reading. The Anti-homosexuality Bill 2023 as returned by H.E. the President.
Can we have everybody back in the House? We first ascertain the number before we go to the third reading. All members get back to the House. Ring the bell. Can you ring the bell? Of the voting members, can we have the non-voting members out briefly? The non-voting members, ex-officials, so that we ascertain the number of the voting members. Can Honourable members, as I said before, under Rule 24(1), that requires us to have quorum. Now the move of the motion is the one talking. Have you been compromised? He voted. That's how we voted. Honorable members, as we agreed before and as per the law, that we have to establish the quorum before we go to the third reading, which is very important. We have 301 members present and 40 on Zoom. That is 341 as opposed to 177. That means we have the quorum. Meaning the ayes have it, the quorum is met. Can we now move on? Bill third reading.
Bill third reading, the anti-homosexuality bill.
We can now have the Attorney General in the House. AG. Can we have the AG in the House? Thank you. Mr. Kema.
Bill's third reading, the Anti-Homosexuality Bill 2023, as returned by His Excellency the President.
Sponsor.
Right Honourable Speaker and honourable members, I beg to move that the bill entitled the Anti-Homosexuality Bill 2023 be read third time and do pass as amended. I beg to move.
Thank you. Honorable members, in furtherance to Article 88 of the Constitution and Rule 24(1) of Rules of Procedure, and as earlier on, as I'd said earlier on, that we have 301 members present and 40 virtually, that's 341, as opposed to 177 that is required by the rules for us to have the bill go to third reading. I now put a question, now that we have the quorum. I now put a question that the Anti-Homosexuality Bill 2023, as returned by His Excellency the President, be read the third time and do pass. Those in favor say and contrary nay. The ayes have it.
A bill for an act titled the Anti-Homosexuality Act 2023.
The bill passed and the title settled. I want, honorable members, today the 11th Parliament has gone again in the history of the books of Uganda, in the world, in Africa, and clearly brought the issue of homosexuality, the moral question that we talk about every day, the future of our children, protecting families. And I want to thank the President for allowing to be with us on this bill. And I want to ask the honorable members of Parliament to remain steadfast. No earthly thing, not handouts. Those small envelopes should not be the ones to destroy you. Let's protect Ugandans. Let's protect our values, our virtues. We have a culture to protect. The Western world will not come and rule Uganda. The aid that we have been getting is unconditional. If they are giving us a condition that they should use our children's bums to release the money, there is a right address to be used. We may disagree, but we disagree respectfully. And honorable members, I want to sincerely thank all of you for being strong on this bill. And the person I want to thank in a special way who was attacked when he went to America. Honorable Lope, thank you for standing firm. I want to thank the members who are here for standing firm on our morals. And as I have always said, if you say you deny us visas, for me I only want a visa for Bukedea. Bukedea and Buyende. Honorable members, no amount of intimidation will make us to retract from what we have done. Let's stand firm. Can we hear from the chair? Honorable members, listen. As you know very well that the history will judge us fairly. We will be known that in the 11th Parliament we did it.
Stand one. Madam Speaker and honorable colleagues, I want to thank God for this process and for the fact that he chose me to lead the committee during this vital time. I think it wasn't a mistake, and I thank him for that. I thank him for the President and for his guidance. I thank him for you, Madam Speaker, and for your strength. I thank him for the Attorney General and his staff. I thank the members of the committee, and I thank you, honorable colleagues. Thank you very much. I would like to thank all those that appeared before us and gave their testimonies, and I want to thank the children of Uganda for standing firm with us. And I pray that we all stand by what we have passed today. Thank you.
Thank you. An order on home. There is nobody on the floor, Haj.
The order can be in Parliament.
No.
Madam Speaker, the point of order I am raising.
On who?
We are doing this bill because of one person. That person happens to be President Museveni. So how can you thank someone who's making us do this work a double?
If there is anybody in this country who loves President Museveni, it is Honorable Semoju. Honorable members, can I hear from the sponsor?
Procedure, Madam Speaker.
Can I hear from the sponsor?
Procedure, Madam Speaker.
What procedure?
I really want to appreciate the way you are handling, but I don't know whether we are proceeding well by thanking all those people without thanking yourself. I really want to find whether you are proceeding well by not thanking yourself.
Honorable members, just understand, Honorable Macho, you know, being somebody at the border, he can smuggle in anything. Honorable Basalira, and I want to tell the people of Bugiri, whoever doesn't vote for these people who are here, I want to tell the people of Uganda that whoever doesn't vote for these people here, those people are homosexuals. Honorable members, tomorrow we are going to display the whole list of members who have voted, for all the Ugandans to know who has stood by them. It will be on the press, print press. Basalira, on what?
Right, Honorable Speaker, we just need to allow us vote because we just found ourselves in the constituencies that haven't been around. And tomorrow we are going to display the list when we are not on. Right, Honorable Speaker, we are requesting you kindly to read our names so that we can vote.
Honorable Basalira. Honorable members, Basalira.
I want to thank you. I think now, Right on Suka, you now understand why it's important to be on record on this matter. But I want to thank you so much for the support and guidance you have rendered. Permit me in a special way to thank the seconders of this motion, the Honorable Jonathan Odur, the Honorable Saro Pendi, Father Onen, Shemaswet, and the entire House. And the entire House. I say so, Right Honourable Speaker, because...
Is Father Onen in? Father Onen?
Yes, he's a...
No, Father wants to say something. First, Father.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. I want to thank you in a special way, not only as the Speaker of this House, but as the mother. The month of May is the month of motherhood. We celebrate motherhood. And I believe, and I know, the mothers outside, they are very happy with what you have done because their children are saved and will be saved. I want to thank all the honorable members in this House for the collective responsibility and the common stand we have made as a parliament. Secondly, the other time when I pointed at the moon, all eyes were on my finger, and the one who was disturbed most was Honorable Magogo. So I want to clarify today that I did not have any special interest on the Speaker. Indeed, it is true. It is true. As priests, we always witness, we are the chief witnesses. Priests are the chief witnesses in the holy matrimony. And a witness by definition is a person who has the facts. And you cannot actually be a witness if you don't have the what? Honorable members, I studied geography. And in geography 1, there is what we call geomorphology, the coastal geomorphology. When you look at the coastal geomorphology, it defines the alignment of the coral reefs and everything. So it is fitting that for sure we need to appreciate the gift of God. The essence of humanity is preservation of life. And this can only be guaranteed through procreation. When you look at the motor vehicles, like the motorcycle, the vehicle, they always stop the oil from the top, but not from down. I really pity the Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. When I used to catechize the parents, I used to tell them that when you are giving names to your children, avoid names like Cobra, Fox, because the children will eventually behave like those creatures. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Father. Honorables, can we finish? Can we finish?
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. I think the House will appreciate why you are to ask Father Onen to say something. This debate would be incomplete without closing remarks from Father Onen. We want to thank you. Right Honourable Speaker, Father Onen was being appreciated in the context of being a second on record together with the others, the colleagues, and I want to appreciate the House because this bill here, I know all of us have faced intimidation out there. You know, people being promised to be denied visas, travel restrictions and bans. But we've been able to withstand that. I want to thank you so much. Right Honourable Speaker, when you said we meet here at 9, I was here at 8. And at 8:30, there was nobody in the House. And I began getting scared that are people being demobilized. But when it came to 9 o'clock, 9:15, the House was very full. I was comforted. Colleagues, I want to thank you so much for the support, for the solidarity. I also want, Right Honourable Speaker, in a special way to thank the Committee on Legal and Parliamentary Affairs. This is a very technical bill. It's a very technical bill. I recall when I met my colleague, one of the issues he was raising is that the language is legalistic. In fact, my colleague, fellow party leader, Mr. Museveni, that the language, he needed language which is simpler. And one of the things we've been trying to do here is to make the bill understandable to all of us. I want to thank the Committee on Legal and Parliamentary Affairs. I want to thank the Attorney General, Right Honourable Speaker, Senior Counsel Kiriowa Kiwanuka. We've been working together in this bill. And I want to invite colleagues, please read and understand this bill. Read, understand this bill, and be able to explain it. And I'm very sure when we do so, nobody will misunderstand us. Thank you for defending our motto, for God and my country. I thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
Honorable Lop, then Attorney General.
Much obliged, Right Honourable Speaker. I would like to congratulate the move of the bill, and I want to invite everyone to understand the length and breadth of our public duty, and that legislation is a derivation from society, culture, norms, and aspirations. And therefore, don't only pass the bill into law. I invite you to read it and even understand it, so that you can defend our view of society and life. While I was in the US, I challenged the people I met, especially Africans, that we can see their struggle to defend the right to sexual orientation. And I don't see them defend the right of Africa in, say, transfer of technology like the Chinese are doing. The black race is struggling to transfer homosexuality, not technology, to Africa. And nobody could answer me. So we need to raise the context of our argument so that it's not really visualized in the narrowness of our argument. We are not a backward people. We can sever simplicity from serious matters. And this is my invitation to members of parliament. Do not take the law on, on face value. Understand it. It's a very simple law to understand, even if you're not a lawyer. So speak to our people. There are no emotions in this. At least if you do not understand what we have done, I understand. Come, I will give you a 1-hour lecture on what we have done for free. We do not have to labor. We owe ourselves a duty. to preserve humanity, to preserve our culture, protect our children in particular. Very, very critical. Some people in government are afraid, Right Honourable Speaker, of the flow of resources. Can I tell you, rest your fears. Fight the corruption. We have enough money here. Stop stealing public funds. We have enough money to even lend those who are intimidating us. If only we can stop hemorrhage by just a half, would be lenders in this region. We have enough money. Those who are struggling with the law, let's be one people fighting corruption, channel our resources appropriately, get to understand how resources are hemorrhaging in this country by a small cabal of people, and the rest of the country is suffering. Right Honourable Speaker, resources, whatever source they are, should never be used as a source of intimidation. We had meetings at the World Bank. The Land Attorney General was there. You now understand the new approach to lending. Shall we really have to wait until the paradigm shifts again? We have enough resources here. Right Honourable Speaker, tomorrow we shall have a debate on our gold resources that are being fleeced and hemorrhaged by a small cabal. The House should sit in these numbers and legislate, protect our resources. We have enough resources here. Then we shall stand on the same pedestal with the lenders and tell them, please, you can keep your money, we shall protect our country. I thank you for good in my country.
Honorable Attorney General, then the Prime Minister.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker and honorable members of the House. Right Honorable Speaker, I would like to thank you, the Committee on Legal chaired by Right Honorable Akojo, my honorable, I beg your pardon, my learned friend Honorable Asman, the mover of this bill, and I would like to thank the House for reconsidering the President's proposals to this bill and addressing them with all the considerations that we had and listening to each other on what is anticipated and what is expected. We thank you very much. The bill, once the bill is passed into law, it's the duty of the executive to execute it, and we shall do our part as the executive. Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker.
And can you make sure that the bill is sent to the President tomorrow?
Right Honourable Speaker, I will be happy to send it if you allow me. I thought the Parliament was going to send it.
No, it has still to come to you. That's why you write those dishonest letters.
Right Honourable Speaker, we shall do our part.
Okay.
We shall do our part.
Okay. Government.
Right Honourable Speaker, I want to thank the mover of the motion, Honourable Basalirwa, and the chairperson of the committee. I want to thank you, Right Honourable Speaker, for the firm stand on this motion, and the entire Parliament that has used the solidarity to see that everybody is in the House and that everybody is supporting this motion. I want to thank Executive Fox Odoi, Honourable Fox Odoi. I want to thank His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, for supporting this motion and for standing together with Parliament. I want, Right Honourable Speaker, I want to tell my honourable colleague, the leader of the opposition, that government is not in fear.
I have never seen a Hajj putting a Hajjat on order. She's just giving, she's just complimenting. Hajjat, continue.
The leader of opposition, that government is not in fear of resources, and is the reason that all the members of parliament are here, all the ministers are here, even those who were in cabinet, they had to vote, and they were voting in support of the motion. So I want to thank everybody that we need to keep our cultures. The government of Uganda has been the first to come up with this in support of this motion, not to allow homosexuality, yes, in the country.
Thank you.
And it is on record that His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, being the father of the region, has set an example where I see that many presidents are going to follow what Uganda has set aside as a president. Thank you so much.
Honorable members, just an announcement that the honorable members who do wish to go to the late's home. The home is in Chanja, Ring Road, Chanja Village, Town, Kira, Wakiso. You can get in touch with the Honorable Okot Bitek and Honorable Government Chief Whip for any direction. We need to support our colleague. He's one of us, and we need to stand with the family. It's a big loss to Parliament. Then finally, the members of Parliament, 11th Parliament, you're very wonderful members of Parliament. I love the unity of this Parliament. You are now our some team. And let's continue working together for the good of humanity. I now suspend the House to 3 p.m.